everybody. It's me, Carmine DeStefano, the Bookman. And ordinarily at this point I would say I just got back from seeing a movie. Well, I didn't just get back from seeing this movie. I saw it last night. It was a New Year's Eve thing. My cousin came by. It was great. We had a great time. But I just saw Into the Woods last night. And I want to tell you about it first and tell you what I thought about it and everything like that. And see if you really want to get into it yourselves. The movie is about main characters or fairy tales or let me try this again. The movie's about main characters from fairy tales or nursery rhymes that all have their stories intertwined for some specific reason. And I'm not going to get into any of the details. It's got a stellar cast. It's got Meryl Streep, who blew me away with how she could sing. It's a Broadway musical. It's an adaptation, a movie adaptation of a Broadway musical. It's got Meryl Streep. It's got my beloved Emily Blunt, who I'm so in love with, who, now that I'm still single, I'm still going to say, I'm going to be able to say this. When I'm not single anymore, I'm going to take it back, but I'm single now. I can say it. I can watch a movie of Emily Blunt waking up in the morning and scratching her ass for 2 hours. And that would be good enough. I'm in love with her. She's gorgeous. She's really surprised me as well with how overly talented she is as well. Anna Kendrick, one of the only reasons you can sit through Twilight. She's a flaming hot piece of ass as well. She did a good job. Chris Pine was in it. Tracy Ullman was in it. Christine Baranski was in it. She's been in so many movies. There should be a law passed in Congress right now that says that Christine Baranski should be in every single United States-made movie that is ever going to be made ever again. She is the best. She's phenomenal. If you don't know who she is by name, you definitely know who she is by sight. She was in Bowfinger. She was in The Ref. She was in Birdcage. She's been in a lot of movies. Not enough, in my opinion. She should be in everything. And she's great as in everything. Johnny Depp was spectacular. The kid that played Little Red Riding Hood I thought was very impressive as well. I think she's a spectacular talent, little Irish chick. Her last name is Crawford. She might be related to Michael Crawford for all we know. You know, she'll have to start going, "You'll have blood," you know, like he did. But the movie itself had a great deal of excellent performances. You would go see the movie for its performances. The kid that played Gavroche in Les Miserables, the movie was also in it. I forgot him. He's actually becoming the young man now. He's getting taller and things. It's a good movie. For those of you that know, I've been into Broadway musicals since I was a kid. I was obsessed with Les Miserables and Phantom of the Opera when I was like 18 years old. And for me, I never really knew about this one until I saw the movie. I made a movie, but I have to say that the performances were great. You could tell everyone was having a good time putting on this show. But the real weak spot of the movie, which is a big part of the movie, was the music. And to think that a musical would have weak music, it kills the musical. It does. The star of every musical needs to be the music. There needs to be a song, at least one song that really hits you. I remember I never really was big into like Evita, and I thought that this is why I became an Andrew Lloyd Webber fan. I thought that Jesus Christ Superstar was blasphemous and everything, but when I first heard the intro from Jesus Christ Superstar and how it went into the first song, which was the main theme of the show, and when I first heard "Oh What a Circus" from Evita, I was hooked because the music, although the performances and the movies weren't great, whatever the case, the music is what draws you in. Even Les Miserables, the way that starts with that explosive fanfare. Or even freaking Man of La Mancha. I'm I Don Quixote, the man of La Mancha. Like, even that's like, that hooks you. There wasn't one song in this play that hooked me. There wasn't any, I mean, the song Agony, which Chris Pine and the guy that played his brother, that song was good. It was okay, but it wasn't like I have to get the soundtrack because of it. It wasn't like I have to download it on iTunes. There wasn't really a song that really got me into the movie, and considering the movie is a musical, that's not good enough to me. It's not. So Did it kill the movie? It didn't kill it. I mean, if you want to convince somebody that doesn't like musicals to see a movie about a musical, there has to be a song that they're going to like. And to me, unless you're really into the whole musical, because you can tell, more so in this movie than any movie, that includes West Side Story, you can tell that this movie was based off a Broadway play. Pardon me. Yeah, pardon me. You can tell that they just took the Broadway show and made this, like, even the way in the production, even the way in which Meryl Streep would appear, you could tell is totally Broadway. It's totally stage. I mean, they had a couple other things that were added in, like the Giants, they were in the play, but not as big a part of the play. But most of the setting, most of the costume design, you could tell was play. It was a Broadway show. So that I give it credit for. But overall, I just didn't think it was, I didn't think the movie, excuse me again, sorry, I'm fighting something. I didn't think the movie itself really did itself any credit with the music. I thought the music was lacking, which, again, in a musical it can't be, because it was mostly singing, the movie. So there wasn't really a song that I could say, you got to hear this one. It wasn't that good. So that's why it kind of killed it for me. I mean, it's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's well done. It's well put together. Really, the only weak spot is this music, but because it's a musical, this isn't like saying, well, I didn't like, I don't know, I didn't like fucking Gone with the Wind because I didn't like the theme. Like, it's not like that. Like, you go to see this movie to see the music. So, I mean, considering how uncreative people are, in the United States especially nowadays, that's why there's so many plays that are based off of celebrities and Motown acts and whatever, because nobody can come up with any decent original songs anymore, apparently. But if you're not into musicals, don't even bother. If you're into individual performances, see it. I do have to say that Disney's really burning itself out quickly, because aside from this movie, they have a bunch of other movies coming out, one of them being Cinderella, which is funny because in this movie, one of the main characters was Cinderella, and now they're going to make another Cinderella movie, which is kind of like having a bacon pig cheeseburger cow. So it's just weird to me that they're going to keep, I mean, the Cinderella movie looks interesting, but it's like you're retreading yourself in like a year, like in 3 months. So if you're not into musicals, you're not going to get this movie. If you're into Broadway shows or stage acting or whatever, and you're into really good performances, check it out. Maybe if you got nothing better to do. But really, like I said, if you want to see it for the music, don't even bother. Don't even bother. If you're not into musicals, don't even bother. But that's all I have to say about Into the Woods. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. I have more for you soon to come, so stay tuned, take care, and have a great